What is going on out there in the land of the unfree America? How is everybody? Good evening, everybody. I apologize for being so late tonight. I have been so sick, almost died today in a car accident. It was, you can't even imagine going down the freeway at 70 and truck almost kills me. It was very scary for me today. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. There's Hendry in the chat. What's going on, Hendry? Hendry's backstage right now. I'm going to bring him on in 1 minute. How is everybody doing today? If everybody would do me a favor, welcome to Delete Laws. My name is ChilleDeCastro. I am a constitutional scholar. I am autodidactic. I learned 99% about constitutional law completely on my own. The case study that I've done, the poster that I sell, the trifold that I made, the Fifth Amendment cop card that I sell in my store, everything I have learned completely on my own by listening to college professors and lectures and just doing everything I can to learn. And along the route, I've been able to learn enough information that we've been able to help a lot of people. And I'm super grateful. So if everybody would please hit the like button, hit the like button. This broadcast here will be marked down as the most successful team DLZ venture that we have ever done together, because I certainly did not raise almost $5,000 for Craig Hendry, who's sitting backstage right now. I didn't do that. That was y'all. And so because of you, we were able to raise almost $5,000. Felicia in Australia donated $1,500 to Craig Hendry. She sent $1,000 the first time. There's $500 sitting at Western Union. On top of almost dying today, I've been so sick. I finally started taking antibiotics today. So it knocked out. That's why I'm so late. I was supposed to meet Craig here on the live broadcast at 3:00 today, but good to see everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate it. What's going on, Bass Chad Thunder Jock? I love it. I love it. So good to see everybody. So a couple things. Let me get a little bit of house cleaning out of the way. This is kind of difficult, but I have to just say these things, and I want everybody to understand as a human being what I'm dealing with here, because I'm only one person. I cannot get back to all of you. I cannot call every person who wants me to call them. You guys have got to understand that I am one of the few channels that reaches out to people who are their videos not already popular. I'm not Lackluster, where I wait for your video to go viral so then I can capitalize on it and make the money off your video. That's what Lackluster does. And he's a necessary evil, but he is a beta male and he will steal your video and doesn't give you any money back. I don't like the guy. I don't respect him. I don't do those things to people. And so what I do, though, is I reach out to people who don't have a million view video, and I help individual people. I cannot call every person. If you want to unsubscribe because I'm not going to call you, then do it. I've received so many emails the past couple of days. Then secondly, listen, I give away the cop card for free to so many thousands of people. I'm going to stop doing it, because let me tell you what happens. People order a trifold from me, but they order the wrong one. They order the print at home one. And then I say, hey, I'll give you a free cop card if you order a trifold. They order the $9 one. And then 2 weeks passes and they send me a hateful email and say, on your live stream, you said if I ordered a trifold, you'd give me a free cop card. Yeah. For the $20 one I ship, this goes in your envelope. That way I don't have to pay for shipping twice. And so I'm just going to stop doing it. I don't want to do it, but I have to. So you order what you order from the site, and it's causing me a lot of problems, to be honest. It is causing me a lot of problems. And so I have to stop doing it. If you guys order a trifold, a $20 trifold that I ship, there's a good chance I'll throw a free cop card in there for you. But you could, is anybody else giving away their products for free on the internet? So I'm doing the best that I can. But you guys have to understand, it's causing me a lot of problems. I mean, a lot of people are mad at me because they order a print at home trifold, and then they don't get that trifold in the mail because I don't ship a print at home trifold. And then they say, not only did I get the trifold, you didn't give me the free cop card you promised me. So then they send me an email and say how I cheated them. You ordered the wrong one. You ordered the one you print at home. I mean, I have to say these things out loud, because if I'm not totally transparent, people will try to pick me apart and say bad things about me, and I deal with it a lot. So So I'm doing the best I can with the facilities that I have and the person that I am. And remember, I'm still human. I still go through hormonal cycles where I feel really good about myself, and then where I'm having a down day and I'm struggling that day because I just woke up and it hit my head on the ceiling and stubbed my toe, and that's a day for me, and it happens. You guys just see me as whatever. But I just want to say these things out loud so that way I can, you know what I mean? I just you know what I'm saying? Okay. All righty then. I'm gonna bring on Craig Hendry. Got my hoodie. Nice. Gave away, ordered my hoodie, got a free 5A cop card as promised. Yep. I try to make sure that I do it. But let's get into Craig Hendry, because then I want to get into a video that I saw by this channel called Hotter, Hotr. Hotter, I'm going to give you a shout out. Hotter, I really love your channel, man. I watched several of your videos, dude. You are really putting together a nice edit over there, and I appreciate what you're doing. And he's not, he's a good dude as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, it is really hot where I am. Let me see if let me bring on Craig Hendry. Craig Hendry, there we are. Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good. Why don't you take the floor for 5 seconds while I turn on the air conditioner? How you doing, Craig?
That sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that sounds great. Well, obviously, we're here to finish the fundraiser that we did yesterday, and in that fundraiser, Chille told me, he reported that we raised almost $5,000, which is crazy impressive. I know that Felicia Lampazzi, who's in the chat, had a great big part to do with that, with $1,500. And I really appreciate that personally. That's going to be a massive, massive help towards hiring the DUI guy who is on YouTube. He has, I believe, over 250,000 subscribers, and he is going to be the one representing me. Extremely transparent lawyer, an extremely prestigious lawyer. This guy is no joke. So we're going to get him on the case now. I think Chille is going to send the money over to me on the stream. I'm not sure of that, but I'm pretty sure that that's the case. And we are going to get the money sent over to him during the business day tomorrow, and we'll have him on the case from then on. And so I think that seems like the best possible outcome that we could have hoped for. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that we're gonna be doing pretty good after that.
Let me give you some absolute. So first of all, Felicia's in the room. Everybody say, I want to recognize her. Felicia sent $1,500. I haven't got the other $500 she sent me, but she already sent me the receipt. I know it's there. And so I want to say thank you to Felicia personally, and not just, I don't just recognize the big donors. I'm about to recognize a bunch of small donors right now in the super chats.
Right.
So let me present this to you guys so you guys can see it. This is the super chat money. And you remember, when I'm live like this, it's really hard for me to keep track of numbers. So I will need Team DLZ here to help me with this. So this is you can see the picture of the thumbnail, fundraiser for Hendry here. Okay. And here's the super chats. So let's write this down if you guys could for me. $2, $5, $7. So there's $9, $19, $29, $39, $49, $53, $55, $58, $60, $70, $80, $180, $183, $188, $208, $188, yep, $208, $210, $220, $230, $235, $236, $237, $242, $252, $262, $272, $282, $83, $284, $294, $304, $305, $325, $327, $332, $337, $347, $357, $367, $377, $387, $487. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. 387. This is on a different one. You see that? That's on different over here. Wow, I didn't see this. Thanks, Leon. Thank you. So we're at 387 there, if you guys can see that. So I'm going to send you half of that, Craig. As you know from the super chats, they pretty much rock us on that. So I'm going to send Craig half. Did I lose you on your sound? I did. There you go.
Sorry about that.
So half of 387 is what? 190? Is that right?
Yeah,
193?
That's
Okay.
about right. Yeah.
So someone write that number down for me if you would, please. Let's just call it 200. Let's just make it easy. Super chats $200. Okay. So we have $200 in super chats. We'll count in Felicia's 1,500 at the end. And now I have not changed my PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App since yesterday. And you guys have continued to donate. People have continued to donate. So we have 200 there. Someone write that down, make a mental note for the super chats, because I will get lost as I do these numbers live. It will be almost impossible to do these numbers live. Okay. And we have $1,700 in Cash App. So there's $1,900. And in PayPal, we have, and I want to reckon, we have $1,400 in PayPal. So we're at 19. There's 2,000 plus 1,300 is $3,300.
Man.
That's $3,300. Let's check Venmo. That's $3,300 there. And by the way, I cannot like and thank each one of those. There's over 100 people who have donated. So someone tell me we were at 3,300.
Wow.
Let's feature this here. Someone has a username called Cowardly Chille. Amazing. Thank you so much.
They're giving you money, aren't they?
Thank you so much for your donation. Let me know the fundraiser that you've done for another person, and then we'll talk about you and we'll promote you. so we're at $3,300, and so that's 3,300. 3,570. That's 3,570 with the 270 from Venmo. I haven't changed anything.
Wow.
So that's 3,570. Let's add in Felicia's 1,500, who's in the room. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you, all you people who did big donations. So where were we at? We were at 3,570, and then we added 1,500. So we're at $5,070 that I'm going to send to you. You know what? I'll cover the transfer fees. I'm going to do instant transfer because I don't have an extra $5,000 sitting around, believe it or not. So I'm going to transfer them. I'm going to lose a little bit on this because I have to do an instant transfer to be able to send you $5,070. So I'll show you guys what I'm going to lose. No big deal. It is what it is.
I appreciate it, Chille.
You win some, you lose some, and this is not losing at all. Okay, so I'm going to cash this out. Oh, someone just donated again. Another $2 into Cash App. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Cash out available now. So it's a $29.71 fee, but I have to do it now to be able to cover that $5,000. So $5,070.
All right. And I'm gonna, by the way, guys, I'm gonna get this money directly to Larry tomorrow during business hours, and we're gonna get him on the case. And I've got to thank Chille for doing this. I got to thank everybody for donating, because if we didn't get this done today, and Chille's covering the transfer fee, if we didn't get this done tonight, we wouldn't be able to have somebody from Larry's firm there on Monday, because obviously, business days, we can't pay them on business days. So it's great. It's a great thing that you're doing, and it's really going to be a great help to me. So thank you, Chille. Dude,
it is. It really, and I pass that thanks on to every single person in here, to Chevy and Cope Dog and Basil and right here, and Disability, all you, Chris Alderson and Roy, who was donating just so good. Like all of you people. Press with Rancor is here. Good to see everybody. It is so good to see everybody. Like, thank you so much, everybody who donated. Put in the comment section for me, OTVO, if you would please. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. And then, do you prefer Cash App, PayPal? Did you set up your Zelle account maybe?
So I did set up the Zelle, and I sent that to you in
It's
the.
your phone number.
I sent it to you with the link on the
Okay.
messages.
And so now here is got a donation. This $100 donation from Jessica came in today on PayPal.
Wow.
Jessica Kierstead, Jeffrey Toman, Kirian Tabbets, Ty Cutting, Stephen Flack, Charles Phillip. Charles Phillip put in $150 today.
Wow.
So all these people did this today. I'm just going to read off a few more
Wow.
names here. Stephen Flack, Henry Grace, $100. Nana, Nana, always thanks. I love your picture. Thanks for your donation. I appreciate it. Gary Bryant, Henry Grace, William Maxey, William Rancher, Christopher Bracey. Great stuff for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. William Maxey again, another donation.
Wow.
Violet Barrios, Robert Novak, A's Addict, Forrest Goodwin, Chevy Bucks, Chevy,
Always.
several $100s into donations.
Man.
SWE Observer, Chevy again. Garrett, Press with Ranker, who's in the room, throwing money in he does not have. Jessica Kerstad again. Colton Deal, Thomas Porwitsky, Brandy Swaney, who has donated several times. John Lagorito, Matthew Dixon, Gregory Bolin. Greg, what's up, Greg? He's one of my moderators. Greg has donated to every single I've ever done. Chevy again. Right. Alan Hubbs. Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry. The money's wrong.
Come on.
There's more.
No.
There's a couple $100 more.
What?
Yeah, there's a couple $100 more. Let me show you the receipts from my Zelle. These people here donated on Zelle. Here they are right here. There's more money. I'm so glad that we went over each and every person because as I remember people, so I have, so add this into the total. I have Monty Wilson. I have Susan Prestizzini. I have Stephen Conkler. I have Elazar Aragon Torres, Jackie Grinder, Randolph Garcia, and Alan Hubb. Let me give you those numbers. $100 plus $30 is $130, plus 20 is $150, plus another 50 is $200, plus $10 is $230, plus $10 is $240, plus Alan Hubb's $20 is $260. So there's 260. So it's 260 plus 70 is going to be 5340. So it's 5340 is how much I'm going to transfer to you right now. And these are super chats, and I can present those to you. They're there. Right. I'm sure everybody there heard their name. Those are super chats who came in. So what was that number? 5340.
Yeah, I think it's 5330.
Is that what it is? 5330?
Yeah, I think so. That's
Steve Vigil. Steve Vigil came in big. Lots of let me keep reading some more names though. I want to recognize every single person. I remember Agatha put in $1, and I want to read off those super chat names as well. Damone Fageron, Willie Wright, like so many people here donated. And then let me go over the Cash App folks who put money in. And that's going to be Sean Humphrey, Milena Mays. So Milena Mays came through on two different ways for almost $400, just so you know. And
wow.
a couple $100 on Cash App, and a couple $100 through that $200 donation. I'm getting my names and numbers confused, but I've gone over every one of them. George threw in $5. CD Cracker, Charles Crozier, Wayne Gerchich, Chris Hall. If I butcher your name, I'm sorry. Bobby Parga, David Blond, Brandon Caserta, Helen Sloss, Randall Hill, Thomas Anzalone, Billy, Charles Scherer. Some people just have first names on their Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. April Bass, who's one of the lovely ladies in the chat. She's always here. Bruce, who's in the chat. He's one of my moderators. David Ferrari, Stephen Vigel, again, hundreds of dollars, put in $100 for you.
Wow.
Joseph Hart from Breaking the Flaw. You have rights, cops have duties. Brian Young from Here's the Deal. Shout out to Brian Young. Randall Hill, Angie Hensley, Agatha Waters. Thank you, Agatha. You're so sweet. Walt Kelly from Walt Kelly Co. He's an activist online. J6 donated. Trevor, Michael Williams, P Rex, Pistol P Rex, April Bass again. She's hundreds of dollars donated now. Nicholas Perales, Nick Felia, who is the Amy Moon thing. Remember Amy Moon in Florida? That's Nicholas.
Yep.
Remember the Amy Moon video I did? Luke Desson comes through every time. Kevin Gordon, Singleton, Steve Vigel again.
Wow.
Daniel Sherratt, Steve Diamond, Kenneth Fogel, Stephen Blakely, Terry, Misty Bryant, Francisco Rosario, Michael Allnut. All these say for Henry. Everyone says for Henry.
Wow.
All these people gave you money, man. Sheldon Williams, Trevor, Edward Leon, who also sent me. Edward Leon also sent me money on Zelle. Stephen Vigel again. George Schultz, Derek Morris, Free Henry from Bruce Ritter again. You have cops rights have duties again. Joel Campbell.
Come on. That's awesome, man. That's great.
And then on Venmo, I know for a fact in Venmo we have Dan Hanlon. Yeah. As usual, Dan Hanlon, Jason Elbridge, Juan Valdivia, Tracy Stanslovsky, Chris Boudreau. Chris Boudreau, one of the regulars here in the room, comes through all the time. 2 or 3 donations from Chris Boudreau. Kyle Profire, Tracy Stanslovsky again, Dan Hanlon again, Cope Doggy Dog, donating money. Victor Rice, longtime member of Team DLZ, has been here the whole. Tracy Stanslovsky again. Tracy Stanslovsky again. Warren Lancaster. So those are the people there. And then let me just read the people. I read the people from Zelle. And then let's read the super chat names. I said the names, but I did not read them out loud. And so I just read the numbers, but let me read those names because I think everybody should be recognized for amazing. Oh, by the way, amazing put in hundreds of dollars. Sweet Leaf, the DUI guy himself, Paisley, Rich Rafferty even left a note there. The DUI guy again, Bible readings, Podunk News, Dan Shuey, Bible readings again, DUI guy again, Devin Violet, Roy with 100 said, this is for you. I donated that to you. Hey, Roy, thank you. I appreciate it. When I'm in donating mode, any money that comes to me, I'm not going to keep it. You want to donate money to me? Don't do it when I'm trying to hit a goal. I can't let this guy down. He needs our help. Rich Rafferty, Joe Mama. This is for Craig. See that right over there? Les Paul, as usual. Les Paul comes through on everyone. Dumper Dave, Roy again. Timo Lautner, Unisex. Love you, Unisex. Claudette, love you, Claudette. Rudolph Stewart. Another row here. Roy for the 3rd time. Chris Alderson. Roy again. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Mark AZ. Akato speaks. I can't say it. I mess it up. SSDI boy. Chris Alderson again. Man, these people. And those are the end of those particular super chats. So now let me transfer over the PayPal money because I don't know if I have that total in my bank account. So let me do an instant transfer of the PayPal money real fast. And I'll show you guys that I will do this right here in front of you. Okay, right. So there's 1408. There's 1408 in PayPal. And I'm going to instant transfer this real quick. Transfer to the bank. And then I don't have Felicia's cash right in front of me, but I want to recognize Felicia here in 1 second. I'm just transferring this over real fast. Transfer in minutes. Send it to that one. So that's going to be, it's a $21. So $13.87. It's just $21. So my contribution to you is a little over $55-$60 that I
Right.
donated to you. So it's just a tiny amount compared to,
Well,
and
I
then let me
really appreciate that, Chille. I really do.
so then let me recognize Felicia. A lot of people are saying her name right now. She put in $1,500. Like, that's so much money, bro. I actually got on the phone and I text her and I said, Felicia, do you have this money? Like, you're not. And she said, I got it. And I was like, okay. I actually reached out to her and text back and forth with her. And, I know that sometimes people will extend themselves too far. And I got on the phone with her and I just clarified, hey, you got this money, right? And you got it right. You got it right. And so I was just kind of reiterating. And so your legal name is Craig Hendry. Is that correct?
My middle name is Robert.
Okay. So Craig Robert Hendry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's right.
So let's do this transfer right now. And you sent me something for did you just register Craig Robert Hendry? I have to change your name in my phone. When you send Zelle to people, make sure that you have their name proper. Craig, Robert Hendry. Okay. And then last four, 2702.
Yeah.
Okay. Done. So now I'm going to do, what was that total? 5340? Is that what the total was? I think it was
5330.
5330. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm opening up my bank account now and I'm going to send this. I'm going to send this right over to you. $5,340, bro. It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Chille, will you make sure that you use the Zelle link that I sent you? Because I don't know that it's linked to the phone number, but I know that I sent you a link in your phone number.
I don't have it in my phone. I don't have a link from you at all. Oh, I do. I do.
All
Oh,
right.
okay.
Good. All right. Sorry about that. I just don't want to
Oh, I don't
be.
want to either, man. I don't want to lose your money. Well, we won't lose it. I'm going to do $1 first, and then I'm going to airdrop. I'm going to do $1 first, and then send you 53.29 after that. Let me see if I can do this. Almost done. I'm sweating like a ninja over here. I'm just like on a like I got a full ninja suit on with the mask and the whole thing. I'm just dripping sweat because I'm at a friend's house. I went to the doctor today. I finally got antibiotics
Yeah.
because I just
Yeah, we were on the phone on your way there, man, and like you say, you almost I heard it, you almost got in a
yeah
car wreck.
yeah
It was
he was
crazy.
he was on the phone with me. The traffic just stopped. I was doing 70 down the 405 freeway in LA, and the traffic in front of me just came to a dead stop. And everybody slammed on their brakes. Behind me was a huge truck coming down on me. It only had 15 feet. I have no idea how I'm still alive. Like, it was coming down. And I thought for sure this is it. I could see him in my rearview mirror. I was like, okay, this is it. And I actually had the worst premonition ever that something happened to me and I wasn't able to get you your money. Like you have
That
these
would
like,
be the least of everybody. That'd be the least of my worries or anybody's worries.
well,
In
if
that
I'm dead,
case,
yeah, I
it'd be
guess it would be a little bit
terrible.
of a problem. Okay, cool. I'm just putting my banking stuff down here. Okay, this should work if I have the QR code. There it is. Are you sending money to Craig? Yes, I am. Set up the payment. Let's just do $1 and tester because I don't want to send $5,000 and have it get stuck in the in the in the ecosystem of the
Yeah,
banking.
yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want to send you your money for your lawyer and then you don't get the money.
absolutely.
I don't want that at all. Okay, so I sent that to you. You should have got a text message if it worked.
Let's see here.
And just so everybody knows, we're gonna have to do the same thing for Press with Rancor. I I, I am not letting this guy go down. Press with Rancor is being charged with a felony, just like you, for filming cops. We're gonna have to do this whole thing again in a couple weeks. I'm not gonna let him fail. I will not let Press with Rancor go down. Won't let it happen. So big shout out to Press with Rancor. I'm not sure. Oh, he's promoting your channel. He's such a good person. You have no idea. And April's in here. Good to see you, April. I don't see Where is my little Felicia? Can you let me? I don't have your name on here, Felicia, and I want to put you up on the screen, and I want to say thank you. That's what I want to do. Mark Bear, God bless you, bro. God bless you, man. God, Jackboot Thug Pigs is here. Roy is here. There's Felicia. God bless you, honey. Thank you so. You got the dollar?
I got a text. Yep. So we got
You
the
got the
dollar.
money? Okay,
Yep.
cool. So now let's do it. Let's do it. Let's send
All
him
right.
some big money. This is great. This is great. Oh, so it is your phone number, by the way.
Okay.
So now you can tell everybody to use my phone number. $5,329.
Man.
$5,329. Oh, the limit is $499. Do you see that?
I do.
Okay, is it? Oh, it's only 7. Perfect, Craig. In 3 hours, I'll send you the $300.
All right.
At
That
midnight,
sounds
I'll send.
good.
So let me reverse this here. So I can only send you 4,999. Okay. Oh, there's 4,990.
In 98, I believe.
Okay. Okay, so there it is. There's $4,998. So that means I owe you roughly $330 or something like that.
All
Cool.
right.
And this is a straight donation. Crowd fund. This is y'all. And I have to go pick up Felicia's Western Union. So Felicia sent me $1,000, the woman on the screen, and then during Craig's fundraiser, she Western Union me another $500. I just haven't had time to get over there and get it. Review and send. Send. You have sent $4,998 to Craig Hendry.
Oh. All right. All right. And I just got the text. And we got it done.
You all listen, everybody here. Round of applause for each and every one of you. Slow clap for each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you to everybody that contributed to this. This will be just very helpful. And we'll get all of that over to Larry Foreman tomorrow morning. We'll get him hired, and I'll probably go live and let everybody know and give you a huge shout out, Chille.
Cool.
Because cool. I really appreciate this, and I appreciate everybody that contributed to it.
Yeah, I'm just the conduit. I'm just the way, and I hope that other people who have large platforms will do the same thing. And you know, this is the reason why I don't have I let's keep it positive. I think that other people could do a lot more than me for individual people, and they don't. They monetize their videos. They make tons of money from their videos. A good example is Lackluster. He ran a video of a woman. He got 400,000 views on the video. That made him $5,000. And then he started a fundraiser and put $100 into it. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Lackluster myself.
Oh, he's a beta male chump. Really, he's a beta male.
I really think he does.
I have zero respect for him.
Me and you, Chille, we're both
he's a grifter.
Guys. I think we could agree to disagree on that for sure.
Well, how come he did a video that got 400,000 views and then put $100 into her fundraiser? He made the money off her video. Scumbag. Yeah, he made the money off her video.
His cheese, but
right. He's making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month.
Is selfless.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate it. And what we're going to do is we're going to hire the best lawyer, in my opinion, in the Commonwealth. And we are going to, like you say, you're going to come down to cover the case. When do you think you're going to be coming down?
It'll be beginning of, well, I have some questions as a journalist. I have some questions of the officials in that town. And as a journalist, I want to know the answers from the mayor. Craig and I talked for another hour today on the phone. And I want to know the answers from Jack Guilfoyle. So Jack, I'll see you soon, bro. I want to ask you where that $250,000 appropriation went. And so I'm going to show up there and I'm going to ask Jack, and I'll ask every person in the office. And then I'll go down to the chief of police and ask them why they're persecuting you. He did swear an oath to uphold the Constitution and he didn't do it.
You know what they say about asking questions of public officials in Clinton?
No, I don't.
They say that it's a felony I mean, let's be honest here. You know, it's you're playing a dangerous game there. You come down here asking these people questions. That's for sure. Yes, man. And it really will be risky if you come down here and ask these people questions, because that's truly what I did. I
Well, I'm sorry.
asked
Did
questions
you
about,
say it would be risky for me to come ask questions?
yes. Yes.
What?
It would
What
it
are you
would
talking about?
if you came and started asking these people questions like we saw in the live stream we did in the fundraiser, that guy that said, the older gentleman who got in the car and said, well, you can delete those videos from your phone because I'll get you for harassment. And I said, what? This guy is a city councilman, right? So like people like that. And of course, in Indiana, harassment is an integral part of stalking. In order to stalk somebody, the IC code reads that you must have harassed them first. Like that's the IC code. And so basically they were plotting against me to use these IC codes against me for a long time. So yeah, they're evil people, and I don't think that it's unique to me. I think that they would do it to anybody who came and asked questions. I think
Well,
I think that's a big reason why the local media doesn't cover it.
well, just for the officials of Clinton, as soon as it warms up, I'll be heading to Indiana, and I have questions about the officials in Clinton, and I have every right to ask those questions, and I will show up, Jack Guilfoy. I will show up, Tim. What's his last name? Um,
Tim Cottrell.
Tim Cottrell. I'm going to ask you some questions, Tim. I want to know if you got part of that $250,000 appropriation for that little area to develop the land. I want to know if you had any building permits, Tim. I want to know, and I'm going to come and ask you. And you can't stop me. It's perfectly legal. I will run up to you with a cameraman and a microphone, and I will ask you, where did that $250,000 go, Tim? Did you get that $250,000, Tim? And I have every right to do it. You can see
You
throughout the
do.
years.
You have every
That's right.
right.
That's right.
And I'm
And
going to tell you another thing that a lot of people don't know about this case is that I went to a city council meeting in September of 2023. 3 days after that council meeting, when I started asking questions about Tim Cottrell buying properties from the city for $1 a piece, Tim Cottrell transferred all those properties to his wife when he filed for a divorce. 3 days after that city council meeting.
is that right? Is
That's
that
true.
right?
That is
And,
the
and
truth.
and what about the city treasurer? What's her name again? The one who didn't sign the paperwork?
Well, she actually got ran out of that office shortly after, so she's not even a public official anymore.
Doesn't matter.
Her name is Lori Kersey.
Lori, I'm gonna ask you some questions, Lori. I'm not stalking you. I'm a member of the press. I have almost 500,000 people that follow me just on YouTube. If TikTok would stop deleting my subscribers, I'd have over 1.3 million subscribers on TikTok today if they hadn't deleted over 20 accounts. Is what
Yeah.
TikTok has done to me, which is the reason I haven't started on TikTok again. I'm so sick of it. I'm so tired of it. If you look up my name, Chille DeCastro on Google, it'll say that I'm a racist. Which, by the way, the conversation Henry and I had today, he could vouch for me. I certainly am not a racist, but it's not the point. It's the fact that you have some in the black community who are black supremacists who believe that we should bow down to them and supply for them and give them money and let them be the leaders because they're black. And there's a certain small sect on TikTok that does that, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I went on a black supremacy channel the other day. I wrote down on a piece of paper, by the time this is over, they'll call me a racist. I didn't get a chance to show the paper because when I went to go flip it over, they'd already kicked me off. I don't like black supremacy. I don't like white supremacy. So I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm pretty raw dog. I pretty much say whatever the flock I think. I can temper it with mixed company. Obviously, I'm not going to say too vulgar of things in front of women, but women's ears are not virgin. They're not going to be pierced by hearing hard words, and neither will the children. Sorry, I'm battling this sickness. I'm still sweating. And then, all right, Craig, anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to say to the people here? You're muted. You're muted, sir. I got you.
I want to say thank you again because I can't say thank you enough because this has been incredible. It's been the course of 2 days, and what you all and what Chille has contributed his platform to, and what we've all accomplished has been incredible, because this case is really supposed to not happen anymore. I mean, Chille can tell you a few cases, I'm sure, that Chille can tell you a few cases, I'm sure, that are supposed to have inscribed in law that we have the right to say effing thug to a cop and describe him in that way to his face. So I know a few of them, or one of them right off the top of my head is Houston versus Hill. So I feel like this should have never happened. When it got in front of the prosecutors, they should have thrown it out. I'm working on a project right now that is going to be very controversial when it comes out, but I want to keep it under wraps right now. But I want to thank Chille for contributing his platform to the accomplishment of this task, because that is no small feat. And I want to thank all of you, especially a big thanks to Felicia for helping the cause just so greatly. So with that being said, everybody,
All right.
I look forward to telling you all that this case is wrapped up. So you all take care. And Chille, thank you so much again.
Thank you, Craig. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, buddy.
All right. Take care.
Later, Craig.
If this is correct, press 1. If it is not, for security purposes, please enter the last 4 digits of the credit card we have on file.
1 second. This is Jason Dollarhide calling me from jail, and I want to take this phone.
For security purposes, please enter the last 4 digits of the credit card we have on.
1 second.
For security purposes, please enter the last 4 digits. To add funds to your prepaid balance using the credit card we have on file, please press 1. To add $10 to your account, press 1. To add $25, you have selected $10 as the amount you would like to add to your prepaid account. If this
This is Jason Dollarhide from.
Caller, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. How are you?
I'm with NCAC Customer Support. How can I help you?
Well, I'm trying to add funds to my account so I can take a call from Jason Dollarhide from the Tahlequah jail. Can you?
What is your name?
My name is Jose DeCastro.
Okay, how much you want to deposit?
Let's put $50 on there so that we don't have to do this again, so we can take his phone calls when he calls me.
Okay, we charge you the $5.95 from the 50. So what is the credit card number?
1 second. Did that work?
Yeah, it just went through right now.
Okay, my other card was my other client was my other card was declined because
minutes available for this call.
Great.
Hey, what's going on?
Jason Dollarhide, what's going on, buddy?
Just another day in the dungeon.
Another day in the dungeon, huh, man? I've been sending your daughter money. I hope she's been putting that on your books.
Oh yeah. She moved in with her aunt and uncle on the 24th of January. I am getting to talk to her more videos. They're not just once a week. I don't know. It's moving forward. You know what I mean?
Okay. And remember, Jason, that the things that you say to me, people I might share your information with.
It's all good.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're on the same page, you and I. Okay. You and I have already had our talks.
Yeah. I can see her more. I talk to her more. She's absolutely, just growing up. Her front teeth are coming in, and it's just, I'm getting to watch it. I'm missing out on her hugs and love. I have court Tuesday at 9 a.m. I'm hoping something changes there, and then my next court date's the 27th of February.
27th of February?
Yeah, 13th of February and the 27th.
And they screwed you on that diversion program, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
On the 20th of December, they denied it. The judge happened to not be there that day. And so the judge who was residing for him said he can't answer for him. So I think it was just a plan back in October for me to waive the jury trial. This was their intention the whole time. So
yeah, they railroaded you, man.
It's like a chess game.
Yeah, they played a chess game with you. What they did was specifically is they said that they were going to give you a diversion program in the end of last year, and that if you waived a jury trial, which I said don't do it, but it's okay. So when you waive that jury trial, they said we're going to waive a jury trial. We're going to give you a diversion program in Oklahoma. And then what they did is in January, they said, oh, you know what? Actually, you don't qualify for that diversion program. But he had already waived, Jason, you already waived your jury. And then once Jason waived the jury, then now the only person who is going to be his decider is the judge. And everybody in America knows that the judges in this country are the most corrupt, disgusting, jackboot thug pig suckers there are in America. The judges in America, when you meet a judge in the street, you know that they are a scumbag. Just know that 90% of them are scumbags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't even want to let me talk or nothing. Like when I was in front of the judge I got to go in front of, he let me talk, and then he answered one of my questions, and I went to talk again. And he's like, "You've done had your chance." Like, excuse me? Like, they're being biased because of my past. I mean, this year I'll be 9 years clean off of hard drugs. And I mean, I changed my life in 2015. And I got married in 16, had a daughter in 17. I don't even smoke cigarettes. I mean, I quit smoking cigarettes in 2017 on February 14th. I mean, I remember so much. But I know I got to see my little girl. I mean, I hate seeing her on that video call. But it just gets crazy. All the prices went up here January 1st.
For your commissary?
There's like all the commissary stuff. There's stuff I don't even buy anymore because it went up so much.
Well, I'm sending you about $400 a month.
I know.
Do you need more money?
I use probably 90, at least 75% of it on this phone because, like, just in the last week I put $95 on, and like tonight I think there's $12 on the phone account, so I can see her again this week. And then Cassandra said you were already on it again. So
yeah, sending you money.
I ain't even worried.
Yeah. I put $50 just now on your phone. So you'll have $50 to use on the phone. And then next time you give me a call, I'll put another $100 on your phone. Okay? Because I know seeing your daughter to you is everything.
Yeah. There's just craziness going on in here.
I know, man. I know. I wish we could talk more often. I'm just, number one, I'm always busy. There's so many people that I'm trying to help right now. And also, hearing your crips from the dungeon, your tales from the dungeon, it's just really hard for me when we talk. When I get off the phone with you, I sleep like a baby. unless you and I talk. And then I have nightmares about going to the dungeon. It's just so scary. It throws me into PTSD, and I've only been a week in the dungeon at one time is the most I've ever spent. So what you're going through in there is I can't believe it. And I think they're going to keep you locked up for years, dude. I think they're going to keep you locked up for 5 years.
Oh, they just said the lockdown thing. I didn't hear the last part.
I think that they're going to try to keep you locked up for a couple years.
Yeah, I think I came to a realization in here, man, like with my high bond and just I was talking to other people that's got the same charges as me. Some of them, they're just signing. That's what I'm doing. I'm fighting to the end. I mean, my daughter's safe. My wife's out there. She's told me now for like 2, going on 3 months that she's going to go get clean and sober, but she has not went. And I've heard she's living with her own now. So that's, I mean, I guess it's better, but she lost her car. She moved out of her house. She put all her stuff in storage and then lost it. The only thing I have in this world is Avery and the shoes I came in this jail with back in July. I mean,
well, that's not. Well, Jason, that's not true. That's not true.
In the event a third-party call is detected, your call will be terminated without warning.
You got me, and I'm going to continue
I'm
going to support you the whole way you're in jail. I don't care if you're in jail for 10 years. There are thousands of people who are following what's happening to you, and you might be in jail for a while. There's a lot of people out here that care about you and love you and are rooting for you. I get contact every day, and people ask me, can you give me an update on Jason Dollarhide? And every day, Jason, every day someone contacts me about you. So there are people who care about you and people who love you. Don't become jaded, even though it's going to be really hard. Remember, there are people out here who are rooting for you. There are people out here who love you. And you got persecuted, prosecuted, and they railroaded you. So now you got to get through this time, and you got to somehow get your time solidified so you know how much time you actually get that they're going to give to you, you know? What about your lawyer situation? Are your lawyers still helping you? Jason?
Oh my God.
I can hear it. What's going on?
Oh, they're beating some dude up.
The guards are beating somebody up?
A bunch of them. Golly. Golly. Oh my God. I was gonna say I would give you my federal story on the stuff that happened at Lake Thunderbird. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, buddy.
I was gonna see if I could give you that number, but I don't really want everybody to have it.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I just had to mute my microphone for 1 second so that I could write that number down for you.
Yeah, that's Jim Conradi.
Okay. Got it. I got it. If you go to the dungeon, it's the worst place in the world. It's the worst place in America. There's no place worse than the dungeon in America. Nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse.
Well, that's crazy. It's been pretty calm. We actually, right after Christmas, when they shook us down and stole all our stuff, they the next night on that Friday, which is like actually it was my birthday. Yeah, it was my birthday. They came in and told us to pack. We were moving on to the other side of the jail. We got all packed up. 3 hours later, we're sitting out in the hallway, and they took all 23 people out of this pod and put a new pod in here, and then 5 of us out of the old pod right back into where we've been for the last 5 months. So I ended up getting the bed I was in back because I'd already been there for 4 or 5 months, you know.
Yeah.
So but the new pod, it's better. It's all right size. So there ain't, up until tonight, there's been no riffraff going on until there's now.
You know what they do to you in the dungeon is they take the very bare necessities like a blanket or even a pillow. You don't get any pillows in there. They take food, the very basic necessities, and they make your basic necessities of drinking water a privilege. And when they do that, it causes men and women to become desperate. And then, you know, there's an old saying: if you take a bunch of red ants and black ants and you put them in a box, nothing will happen. If you shake the box up, they'll start to kill each other. And that's what they do to you in the dungeon. They take away your basic necessities and then give some of your necessities to others, but you might not get any. That makes you resent the person next to you who got water, and now you're fighting somebody, and they wanted you to fight that person.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy how I can just change just over just a little pettiness real quick. It's insane.
It's so petty.
Like I said, yeah. Like I said, I got a couple of books. I got a series from Red Rising. It's a 5-part series, and I'm on the second book so far. They're like 600 pages, 500 pages. It's a pretty interesting story. They're supposed to be bringing our. Go ahead.
No, I have a friend. You and I have a friend. Let's not say anybody's name, but we have a friend in North America who I've asked to get you the Oklahoma books so that you could read Oklahoma law. And so I'm waiting on that now, and I'll see if I can.
Oh, good.
You need to read those books.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You know,
I would like to know on this about the jury trial, because I don't see how they can take something that I'm supposed to use and go, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, and then, my lawyer came up here Tuesday. My lawyer came up here Tuesday, and he's like, well, we're trying to get subpoenas for the right police officers to be here. And then he found out I had a video of this on YouTube. And I told him, because he said that they said there's no videos. And I said, yeah, I have a video of the proof showing the black mark was straight, not because they're saying I was ramming somebody, but the black mark straight as an arrow where he came out of his lane anyway. So he's going to go get that. He found it on YouTube. And then getting subpoenas. He said if he can't get the subpoenas done, there's going to be a continuance. So I was like, oh my God, really? So I have no idea.
Remember, every day that you serve in jail, whatever ultimately comes down in your court case, this will be time applied to whatever they're going to say that they're going to sentence you to if you win or lose that court case. So this will be time served.
Definitely.
And you've been in for how many months now?
A what?
How long have you been in now?
How long is a what?
How long have you been in jail now?
Next month, this month will be 6 months or 8 months.
Wow.
8 long months, man.
So sorry, man.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I really am. I wish I could do more for you, dude.
Yeah. Hey, you step beside over everybody else, man, and you've done stuff for me that I hold dear to the bottom of my heart, man.
It's just money, bro. It's just money.
I know. Yeah,
it
money
doesn't matter.
Money.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Easy come, easy go. No, here's the 1 minute thing.
Don't worry
about
that.
And I know when I hang the phone up, I can't call you back tonight because it's past lockdown now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
listen, buddy, I want to tell you something. I love you, man. I care about you.
I love you too, buddy.
I got your back, dude. I will never stop.
My court date.
What is it?
I'll call you right after my court date on Tuesday.
Okay. I'll never stop, bro. I'm going to send another $100 as soon as we get off this live stream. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Got you, buddy.
Talk to you later, buddy.
Love you, man. Later, Jason.
Thanks, man. Bye.
It just rocks my soul hearing what Jason's going through, and if you guys don't know my personal history, My father, I'm Colombian. My father was arrested when I was 5 years old and was put in prison for 20 years for chemicals. He worked for a guy named Pablo. And my family, when that happened, we moved to Alaska, and I was raised in Alaska. And part of that reason is because of my father's associations. And for a long time, I felt really bad about myself, that I came from bad stock, that I had some sort of criminality to me, that I was some sort of bad person because my father went to prison for 20 years. And what I learned was that it was a prison business, that they demonized chemicals so that they could lock up as many people as they can, because Ronald Reagan had created a for-profit prison industry. Today it's called Civic Core. It's a blue chip stock that Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump and Biden are all invested in. They all have stock in Civic Core. That's the name of the stock. And what I came to find out was that just because you get arrested and go to the dungeon, you might not be a bad person. And what I also found out is that I'm not bad at all. I'm a really good human being. And just because my dad went to prison has absolutely zero reflection on my soul of who I am as a human being. But it took a long time to get there. I was 40 years old before I finally realized it was a scam. And my father was Colombian, dark brown, big gold chains. You know, baby, everything's going to be okay, baby. Everything's going to be okay, baby. Don't worry about anything, baby. It's going to be okay, baby. Don't worry about it. We're going to get the lawyer. We're going to take his care. We're going to take care of this. Don't worry about anything, baby. It was my father. He had no idea going to court in his big butterfly collar with his gold chain. He had no chance. He was going to the dungeon. So it's just, you know, it's tough. And so, you know, privately, quietly behind the scenes, I've been supporting Jason the entire time. I never stopped. Every week, week in, week out, I sent him money because it's only money. And for me, you know, $100 is, you know, it's money for sure. But for Jason, that $100 is huge. It's and this is the reason why I've started a 501c3 nonprofit, because so much money goes out of my accounts that you guys don't know about. And now as I'm doing my taxes this year for 2023, it's like, you know, I'm looking at my taxes. I can only charitably donate so much money. So I have to pay taxes on money that I donated to people. So that's why I started a 501c3. Boy, this podcast, this live stream was a little bit more emotional than I originally thought it was going to be. This was an emotional thing. Did you guys hear the guards beating the person in the background? If you haven't been in the dungeon and experienced that, when the guards are beating someone a few feet away from you, it's terrifying. You can get looped into that just like that, and then you're being beaten. If they mace the person next to you, you will start to gag and cough and weave as well. When I was in the dungeon one time, was it when I was there for a week? I can't remember exactly. But what happened was they came into the room. I don't want to talk about this. This is going to mess me up. I can't do it. But, it gives me real bad PTSD. I go right back to that place and I have a memory like a steel trap. They came in and they maced a guy, and then everybody in the cell. Sorry. Give me a second. I'm sorry. So I was in the dungeon and they came in and they maced a guy who they wanted to hurt. And when they maced him, everybody started coughing and gagging and wheezing. I was one of those people. And then they put him in torture cuffs. And instead of taking him away, they took him right outside of the cell, just right outside the barrack cell. And they torture cuffed him. And then they put him on his knees in front of us. And then as he was crying in front of us, saying, please, 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 my eyes hurt so bad. Please get me some water. They mocked him. They mocked him. And they continued to beat on him in front of us. And I was right there. I was literally 5 feet away watching. And there was absolutely nothing I could do. And they were literally beating on him. And then when they weren't beating on him, he was bleeding and there was this crap all over his face. He was on his knees, had the cuffs behind his back. And it rocked me watching it, forgive me. But this is the reason why it's hard for me to talk to Jason on the phone, because almost every single time that I went to the dungeon, it was shocking. It knocked me right out of my seat every single time. When I was arrested in 2024, in March of 2023, when I was arrested in March of 2023, when they took me down to the dungeon at Las Vegas Metro Police, they kept us in torture cuffs the whole time. Someone fell asleep just a few feet down from me, and I watched the guard smack him on the chest with an open hand like a WWE smack. It made a sound like, so loud. Grabbed him by the shirt he was wearing, ripped him up into the air. So he lifted him up off the chair and then slammed him back down. And what was his crime? He'd fallen asleep. He wasn't allowed to fall asleep right there. So, it's, so anyway, let me get my 501c3 going, and it should be done this next week. I actually had to put directors in place for the 501c3. And then next week we will have a 501c3 called We Support People. And We Support People specifically is for lawyer, bail, rent, food, electricity, car. It's for anything travel. It's for anything somebody would need when they have to fight back against the state. And so that name of that nonprofit is called We Support People. And that will be available next week. And a lot of nonprofits, you guys remember Oprah's nonprofit with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? When you looked at the numbers, over 1/3 of the money from Oprah's nonprofit that was worth multi-millions of dollars went back to the administration. You guys remember that? For the Hawaii Fund? When they looked into her fund, over 1/3 of the money went back to the administrators. So if you got $10 million donated by crowdfunding because you're Oprah, then $3 million goes to people who work there. That's a lot of money. So I have vowed that 100% of the money that people donate to We Support People. Oh, Felicia. Yeah. Let's get into a video, all right? I don't want to talk about this anymore. Thank you, Felicia, for the super chat. Let's not talk about this anymore. Let me get off this because I'm dying here talking about jail. It is killing me. Every time I was locked up was traumatizing. Thanks, Felicia, for the support. I literally will send that to Jason. So thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. So let's get into now this video is thanks, James. I appreciate it. James, you got my email, right? You wrote me an email and I got right back to you. I just want to know that you got that email. I specifically wrote you an email, so I want to make sure that you got that. Thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. And I guarantee you this, I will not stop until I'm the governor. I swear to Christ, I will not stop until I'm governor, and we will change the dungeon system from the top down. I will not allow a torture chair. That will be banned. I will not allow a turtle suit. I will put clocks on the walls in every single jail that there is. I will change the entire system from the top down, and I will not stop. And you guys will remember, I'm sitting here branding who I am as a person for these few years. And after I've done thousands and thousands of hours of live streams, people will know who I am and what I'm about. And then when people say he's a racist, you can go, oh, really? Okay, sure thing. I know him. I talked to a guy on the phone today, Eric, and he said, Chille, he said, I've been following you for years. And I said to Eric, I said, oh, So then you know me. He said, yeah, I know you. And I said, then it's nice to meet you, Eric. And then we began the conversation about what we were talking about. And so that's why I'm spending so much time here live streaming, and I'll spend hours and hours and hours a day until we build up enough people where I can run for governor and win. And I will change everything. And once I change it in one state, the other governors in other states will have egg all over their face. The body cam footage will go to a third party. It will be distributed within 24 hours. I will start a new branch of government called the Warrant Department, where any kind of warrant for your arrest or any kind of warrant to raid someone's home has to go through the Warrant Department. Oh, we're not changing your contract with the city. We're not changing that at all. We've added an apparatus called the Warrant Department. You have to put your warrant through the Warrant Department. Oh, you want to go to someone's house? You got to put that through the Warrant Department. And that's what I'll do. And I will cripple their tyrannical jackboot thug pig ways. And they know it. That's why you see the trolls come into my chat. That's why they branded me and called me a racist. He's a racist. Sure. Because what I will do for black people is far, far and away what they would ever do to help the black community. Barack Obama became president, and he was Barack Obama in the Middle East. He was Barack bailout for the big elitists. He did not decriminalize marijuana. He did not help the black community at all whatsoever. And that's why you hear some black men saying, oh, I want Trump. And Trump did zero. He created the it's a scam. It's all a scam. It's smoke and mirrors. Don't believe it. They're scum. They don't care about us. We are us. They don't care about us. They don't give a shit about us. If I was in the dungeon, they wouldn't care if I died. So I'm just, yeah, you got, he didn't though. That's just not true. He did not legalize Mary Jane. He did not. It's still a Schedule I narcotic, still called a narcotic federally. The DEA can still. I talked to Hendry earlier. He has a conviction for Mary Jane that stifles his progress today. That affects him every single day. That's not true, Blackish. I do appreciate you. But it's just not true, brother. I don't know who told you that, but that's not true. You can't call yourself a constitutional law scholar and come on programming and then not really have done your research. You better have done some serious reading. Some serious reading. And so, yeah, good to see you, Blackish Cracker. Thanks for coming in, man. I really appreciate it. God bless you guys. Thanks for the super chats. I appreciate it. I will pay that forward. I give you my word. I will pay it forward. I mean, nobody in here nobody in here knows my relationship with Jason Dollarhide. Nobody knows. The $400 a month that I send him is keeping him alive. $100 a week. Let's do it now. I'm sorry, it's my other phone. I wanted to wait until the nonprofit was set up before we sent him in the $100 for this week. I tried to get that done, but let me look him up like this. So if you guys want to donate to Dollarhide, thanks Curtis. Let's send him another $100 real quick. And then we're going to get into this video. Okay, that's what we're going to do. There it is. Cool. Jason, put Jason Dollarhide on the subject line. Anybody who sends me any money and puts Jason Dollarhide on the subject line, I will send it directly to Jason. So and let me block out. Let me cut off the person's name who I send the money to put it into his account. Okay, there it is. There it is. $100 we just sent to Jason Dollarhide. Just another $100 sent to him. He was due this week anyway. I was just waiting until my nonprofit was set up because I'm way past my charitable donations. And so I guess I'll just get taxed. I guess I'll just pay a huge tax. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so listen, let's switch gears because this is too emotional for me talking about the dungeon and the things that we can't control. So let's do this. Let's jump into a video, and I want to promote this guy's channel because he is God bless you. Thank you. Thank you for those kind words. Thank you so much. Thank you. Lots of nice, kind words in here. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm a human being. So, and oh, by the way, if you guys do order a trifold that I mail to you, not the $9 one that's print at home, the $20 one, so that I can put this in your envelope, I will give you a free cop card. If you order the print at home one, I'm not mailing you anything. That's the one you print at home. Nothing comes in the mail. I just want to say this. I got a half a dozen emails from people who said I was this and I was that. What are you talking about? You didn't order the right thing. I don't mail you something that you print at home. So regardless though, if you do order a trifold that I mail to you, that comes in the mail, that looks like this, then I will send you a trifold in your envelope. I'm not going to stop doing it, but don't bitch me out if you ordered the wrong thing and say that I'm a fraud and I'm a scammer. Like, no, I'm not. Like I sent you anyway. All right. Let's get out of the housekeeping stuff and let's get into this video from this guy who presented this video on Hodder. This guy. So this is the name of the channel. Let me drop the link in the comment section here real quick. So the name of the channel, and I've watched a couple of his videos, and then you'll see my comments are, was I triggered? Triggered much? Yes, I was watching this video. I watched the entire video and I thought to myself, everybody needs to see it. The name of the channel is Hodder News. And I'm going to drop the link for the channel in the chat right here if you want to watch this uninterrupted, because I will chime in on this because I was so triggered watching this. There's the link for the channel that we're going to watch right now. Thanks, Curtis. I appreciate that. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. And I want to promote this guy's channel just for 1 second. So I put the link in the chat. And now let's get into this video and we're going to watch the whole thing. This is absolute tyranny.
Here's update number 3. We're in federal court now.
Sir, you legally bond?
Yes, I am. It bothers me that we're willing to give people a pass that have maybe 6 months training.
Hi there.
Hey.
What's this in your back pocket? I just saw you walking it.
The navigational aids. What's the problem? You a tyrant?
Yeah, I am actually. What's your name and date of birth?
When they're poorly trained, when they abuse their power, it is the biggest breach of trust that our society has.
Why aren't you using your stick?
What I call justice has to do with people answering for their misdeeds. That's the way it was taught to me. You do something wrong, you get a whooping, boy. That's the way it is.
Thank you.
The only way to drive away darkness is to turn the lights on.
Was that hard?
As for Jamie Goad, the deputy under him that he vouched for on the arrest report. I don't know what she's doing, but you guys have been real mean to her. So I would imagine she's looking for less public places to show her face.
Well, the male cop is the real bastard too. Chevy did donate $200 just now in my PayPal, and I will send that to Jason Dollarhide. Thank you, Chevy.
David Harvey was the chief training officer for Jamie Goad.
I had to walk up here in the dark for jury duty, which was canceled. When social media started bringing this disease we have in our society to the public eye, I started getting exposed to it too. And I made up my mind that, well, I've always been the kind of person that don't really take things lying down. But I made up my mind to properly, and it is the law in Florida that you are supposed to resist unlawful orders. So I made up my mind to properly, legally, and as maturely as possible, given the circumstances, to fight back. I want your name and your badge number. You know, put yourself for resisting. My attorney.
So remember earlier he said the woman cop couldn't show her face in around, but you're going to see the whole video uncut in a second. But listen to what this pig says when he asks him.
Name and your badge number.
So she says, you know, something, what's your name or something? He says, I'm going to need your name and badge number because this ain't over, because he's illegally detained, illegally torture cuffed. And the supervising officer comes on the scene
to fight back. I want your name and your badge number. Put yourself for resisting.
Why isn't he demonized? I don't agree with pigtail cops at all whatsoever, but that's the bastard who just said that.
My attorney, Mr. John Phillips, asked if I would make a demand for what I'd like to see to resolve the case. And of course, what I'd like to see to resolve the case is criminal charges.
Civil rights cases are based upon jurors that are on voter registration roll.
Hi there.
Here's the whole video. Here's the whole video from beginning to end, her getting out with her body cam. You get to see the whole thing that happened to this veteran who served his country.
Hi there. What's this in your back pocket? I just saw you walking it.
It's a navigational aid. What's the problem? You a tyrant?
Yeah, I am actually. What's your name and date of birth?
I don't have to give that unless
Yes, sir. I was investigating.
You have reasonable.
Do you want me to put you in handcuffs right now? Yes, sir, I do.
What is your suspicion?
It looks like you're carrying a gun in your back pocket. I'm stopping to make sure you're carrying it properly.
Have you ensured that it's not a firearm?
No, you keep turning so I can't see it. You don't have to be a dick to me.
I don't know what caliber my walking cane is, and I'm not even sure that it qualifies, but so be it. Well, you're being one to me.
No, sir, I'm doing my job.
Am I detained?
Yeah, you are. What's your name and date of birth?
It does not matter.
Yes, sir, it does.
Do you have a crime?
Would you like me
Call your
to put you in?
supervisor,
He's right
please.
here.
All right.
You don't.
What's the stop you for?
Surely he's going to be more sensible. And why is he detained? Reasonable articulable suspicion is for the cops to be able to investigate. That's what it's supposed to be for, from Terry versus Ohio. Reasonable articulable suspicion is not part of our Constitution. It was created when blacks were freed with the 1964 Civil Rights Act. 4 years later, they passed Terry versus Ohio to investigate black people specifically. That's why Terry versus Ohio was passed. So they can investigate those pesky Black Panthers, run up and grab them in case they have a gun. And so reasonable articulable suspicion, if you even agree with it, then it's to investigate. Let's just say I don't agree with it. It's North Korea to me. And so now that she went up and investigated, he showed her like this. He showed her the walking stick. Are you done now? Am I still detained? She said, yes. Why? Because she wants his name and date of birth. You don't get access to that. It's on your cop card. It's on the non-driver cop card. Number 4 on the cop card. Cop demands ID, says he has reasonable articulable suspicion. While filming, I plead the Fifth Amendment. I identify as good citizen. No ID is required. And there's the law in the blue. It's on your Fifth Amendment cop card. You always have that Fifth Amendment cop card in your wallet at all times. So now the suspicion is being investigated.
Do you have a crime?
Would you like me
Call
to
your
put you in?
supervisor,
He's right
please.
here.
See, she gets off on putting people in cuffs. That's why she signed up, so she could be in charge of men and put men in cuffs. She's a sick woman.
All right.
Don't you know?
Sir, what's the stop you for? For a walking stick.
So,
And it could look like a weapon. She asked you to present it, okay? Now she's asking me for ID. Okay. I don't need the ID unless there's reasonable articulated suspicion that I have committed a crime and committing a crime or about to do a crime.
That's what the Terry statute that was created, the policy that was created at the Supreme Court. He's saying it. I have to be committing a crime, about to commit a crime, or in the act of committing a crime.
Sir, and her suspicion was that you were armed, okay?
Okay, and that suspicion's been dispelled.
She's asking me for your ID. Well, now she has verified that I am not armed, okay? So there is no problem. You have your ID or not? I do have my ID, but you don't need it, okay? Okay?
Absolute tyranny. Absolute tyranny. You can't walk down the road.
Sure, you deserve it.
777. 77 Whiskey Mike detained. I don't know where his wallet is.
Where's your wallet at, sir? I don't have my wallet on me.
Okay, where's your ID?
Where's your ID at?
Chevy has now donated $300 to Jason Dollarhide.
Which pocket? You are not allowed to search me.
They search him anyway.
It's in this pocket.
There you go.
Thank you.
I want your names and badge number. I had to walk up here in the dark for jury duty, which was canceled. Why aren't you using your stick? You don't have to use your stick all the time? Not all the time.
26.
So they've unlawfully seized his ID, a violation of his Fourth Amendment. That's a Fourth Amendment constitutional violation right there. They took his ID unlawfully, unreasonably.
All right, Mr. Hodges. Was that hard?
Yeah, you violated his rights. You jackboot thug pig.
It's going to be. I want your name and your badge number. You know, I put him in jail for resisting.
Okay.
Okay? With her painted fingernails?
All right, let's go.
For what? You're arresting a free American veteran off the streets. So my blood was boiling at this point.
I want your name and badge number too, sir.
Have a seat.
You want to pick my property up, please?
I sure will, after you have a seat.
You want to pull this out of my back pocket?
Sure. Here, I'll grab your jacket for you, too.
What kind of human being does that? Who does that to another person? Locks them up like that? That is so unbelievable to me that they would do this to this man. Lock him away for doing nothing but walking down the street because she saw his walking stick and decided that the walking stick was a weapon. When she investigated, he showed her it wasn't. Then at that point, let him go. Let that man go at that point.
I just saw you walking it.
The navigational aids. What's the problem? You a tyrant?
Yeah, I am, actually. What's your name and date of birth?
I don't have to give that unless
Yes, sir. I was investigating.
You have reasonable.
Do you want me to put you in handcuffs right now? Yes, sir, I do.
What is?
Do you want me to put you in handcuffs right now? What are you talking? You mean torture cuffs? Put it in the comment section. Torture cuffs are always torture.
Your suspicion?
It looks like you're carrying a gun in your back pocket. I'm stopping to make sure you're carrying it properly. You don't have
you ensured that it's not a firearm?
No, you keep turning so I can't see it. You don't have to be a dick to me.
Well, you're being one to me.
No, sir. I'm doing my job.
Am I detained?
Yeah, you are. What's your name and date of birth?
It does not matter.
Yes, sir, it does.
Do you have a crime?
Would you like me
Call
to
your
put you in here?
supervisor,
He's right
please.
here.
All right.
God bless you, Derek. See you next time.
What's she stop you for?
You got the hoodie? Right on.
It could look like a weapon. She asked you to really present it, okay? Now she's asking me for ID. Okay. I don't need the ID unless there's reasonable articulated suspicion that I have committed a crime and committing a crime or about to do a crime.
Sir, and her suspicion was that you were armed, okay? And she's asking you for your ID.
It bothers me that people are being treated as civilians and not citizens. And whenever one of the people on the other side of the blue line mess up, everybody trips over that low bar and backs them up. Well, now she has verified that I am not armed, right? So there is no problem.
You have your ID or not?
I do have my ID, but you don't need it, okay? Okay.
Incredible. Incredible. Absolutely incredible what we're seeing here.
Sure, you deserve it.
7 Whiskey Mike detained. I don't know where his wallet is.
Where's your wallet at, sir? I don't have my wallet on me.
God bless you
Where's your
too.
ID?
Where's your ID at? Pocket. Which pocket? You are not allowed to search me.
So if you want to see the timestamps to go to, just go right down here. Just go right down here to the timestamps. 4:48, my blood is boiling. I watched this entire video. So in a few minutes, he's going to start talking about, just for your information, suing federal district courts where you lose. The district court, they'll find any reason to dismiss your case. You have to appeal to the circuit court after they cheat you at the district court. 4:48, my blood is boiling. 5:58, 13:45. There's some good stuff in here, but this is an hour-long video.
To the video you've all seen, we can make it available to you. And so I've gone from, one case in Clay County to two, to looking at multiple. Even on the way here, somebody sent me an email about wrongdoing.
We have to get rid of the word wrongdoing. Let me tell you what else I'm going to do as governor. I'm going to create criminal statute codes, criminal codes, PB 101, PB police brutality 101, police brutality 102, police brutality 103. We're going to get rid of the term wrongdoing, and we're going to call criminals criminals. The idea that we call cops abuse, murder, rape, and killing us wrongdoing comes to an end when I'm governor. We will call it PB police brutality, or we'll call it, there's several different ways you can abbreviate it, but it's all based on making sure we create a criminal code for pigs who violate the rights of free Americans. And this lawyer said wrongdoing. It's not wrongdoing. It's criminal what they're doing to us. Put a 1 in the chat if it's criminal. What they did to this man is criminal, not wrongdoing. There's no such thing as wrongdoing. It's criminal. What the cops are doing to us is criminal. And as governor, I will put criminal codes in against the pigs. And if you get caught on camera lying on a police report, you're fired. Your peace officer certificate is stripped. How come no governor has done that? You kill the thin blue line, the blue wall of silence, when you say, if you're caught lying on a police report and your report doesn't match up to the body camera, you're fired and we go after your peace officer's license. I'll do that as governor. No governor's done that. Why not? Because a lot of the governors around the country are ex-pigs who the Fraternal Order of Police funded their campaign. Every single pig in America kicks back money to the Fraternal Order of Police. The Fraternal Order of Police takes the money that they get in the kickbacks from every pig in America, and then they nominate candidates in government from state, city, and federal levels. I'm going to make that come to an end. I'm going to end the Fraternal Order of Police by requiring police to get insurance in the state that I'm governor. You have to have insurance because we're not going to pay your bills anymore. The taxpayers are no longer going to pay your bills. The insurance company is going to pay your bill. And as governor, I'm going to make it so that you have to have insurance to be a peace officer in the state that I'm governor. There's so many changes that can be done that people just don't know. They don't know it because they haven't been sitting here studying it for 20 years, and I have. Now listen to this. Listen to this lawyer say wrongdoing. He says something else here that's going to trigger me as well.
In Clay County, to looking at multiple. Even on the way here, somebody sent me an email about wrongdoing in the detention center, and we've seen videos where police officers, sheriff's officers are taking what appears to be a tip or a kickback or a bribe. I've heard countless stories about wrongdoing with the sheriff's office.
Wrongdoing.
I've seen it over and over again on camera. And we're going to be asking for the Department of Justice to come in and take a look at the wrongdoing.
That's twice wrongdoing, and the Department of Justice is not coming. So just so you guys know, in Ohio, the worst police state in the country, they have a special group called BCI. BCI is the cover-up group for the pigs who murder people. BCI, how many cops have you gotten, BCI? 0. They call BCI when a cop murders somebody, and BCI comes in and makes sure that they get away with it. BCI, you're a scumbag group. Scumbag group. One of the trolls I have is from the guy who's head of BCI, head of and his son. They troll me and say that I'm this and I'm that. I'm the freedom fighter. You're the scumbag jackboot thug pig, bro. And the truth is, in a real world, man to man, you're no match for me, bro. You're no match for me. You'll need your gun. You'll need a stick. You'll need backup, and you'll need a taser. Because if you actually took me on man to man, I would destroy you, dude. Oh, I was special forces. Yeah, I've grappled for 35 years. Come on, bring your special forces. I'll put your face in the mud. And you have to ask me to let you up. Please, Chille, stop. Let me up. No, I'll hold you down, bro. Simple fact.
And the lack of discipline at Columbia County Sheriff's Office. And certainly we've filed a notice of intent to sue, which is available on the table, to sue Columbia County Sheriff's Office and hold them responsible. If you broadcast it, I think we've redacted his social security number, but please be cautious of his birthday and his social security number if you publish anything. Look, police protect us, and we depend on police to
stop.
Do a hero's job.
Okay.
Cautious of his birthday and his social security number if you publish anything. Police protect us.
No, they don't. I talked to a woman today. I had to go to the doctor today, and I had a really nice face-to-face with these two women, attractive, nice women. I'm in Laguna Niguel in Southern California. If you don't know anything about Laguna, I'm sorry. This is paradise where I'm at right now. I'm at a buddy of mine's house in Laguna. Paradise down here. And the woman who came in, we're talking about getting my antibiotics because I'm sick. And she didn't understand that cops were demons, that they were evil jackboot thug pigs. It was an eye opener for me to say, it's funny, you're down here in Laguna, it's nice, right? She goes, yeah. I said, if you just go 60 miles inland, you go to Riverside, or if you just go a little more east into Nevada or into Utah or into New Mexico, you're going to find out that the cops are not of service there. Their service there is to try to lock you up. If you drive around after midnight in most small towns in America, the jackboot thug pigs will try to arrest you. Not so much in Laguna. If you're white and you're short and you're pretty like she was, cops are jackboot thug pigs. You don't get a pass. And cops are not heroes who protect us. Shut your mouth. So just so you know, when he said that, here was my response to this. Is at 13 minutes and 45 seconds. Here was my response. Here was my response. That was my response to his statement that cops are here to protect us. Really? I didn't notice that.
Anything. Police protect us, and we depend on police to do a hero's job.
Put a 1 in the chat if he's lying, if he's trying to sound good for the judge.
But when they're poorly trained,
no, it's the training is the problem. We don't want more training. We want to defund these people and create peace officers. We want to get rid of this organization altogether.
When they abuse their power.
When they do it all the time.
It is the biggest breach of trust that our society has. And it too often, affects the disenfranchised. The African-American community, in this instance, the blind community. And look, this, show them, Jim. This is not a weapon. This is an aid to a man who's legally blind. And by him merely displaying it and showing, okay, you were wrong, Jamie Goad, you were wrong, this isn't a gun, that should have been the end of the encounter. But instead, what you see is the self-proclaimed tyrant, then throwing a man in jail over ego tripping and power abusing. So today, with me today, we have some residents of Columbia County who've experienced, similar issues and who are certainly on the ground.
Columbia County, Florida.
Dealing with, police brutality and police abuse of power. So let me turn it over to Jim.
Hi, my name is Derek Sneed. I want to thank Jim for coming out today and expressing what happened with him. And I also just want to say that, with Columbia County Sheriff Mark Hunter, this is just egregious. And even the response that was given to his investigation was just awful. And this is not going to be the end of what you're going to be hearing in the near future. It's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to some of the other items that the Sheriff's Department or Lake City Police Department.
That's fine, breaking the flaw, but get me that paperwork as soon as you possibly can, man. Get that paperwork into me. Don't delay on that, man. We need to get that done.
Have done to citizens of this county. Thank you.
Sylvester Warren III, also known as the activist to some and the agents to others. I just want to say it's very unfortunate what happened to Mr. Hodges as a blind man. I mean, we fight all the time with police issues within our community as being Black. And so it's very painful to see that on one hand, how hurtful it is to deal with law enforcement with being Black and then now being blind. This is not only the tip of the iceberg. I think this was the straw that broke the camel's back. It is unfortunately that law enforcement in Columbia County and Lake City does not have mandatory psychological background done on these officers, that we don't have citizen review boards. And that
so let me jump in here for a minute. We've tried this. We've tried citizen review board. The body camera, the Republicans and Democrats gave the body camera to the cops. You can't get the body camera in North Carolina, Tennessee, in where did Henry say? In Kentucky or in Indiana. You can't get the body camera in Indiana. You can't get it in Tennessee. You can't get it in North Carolina, and you can't get it in Indiana. You can get it sometimes, but they hoard it and they don't let us see it. We've tried citizen review board. Doesn't work. The cops aren't held accountable at all, and disciplinary records are withheld from the public. They sign. So just so you guys know, let me explain something to you. The contract that the city, state, borough, district signs with the pigs, with the pig organization, they're their own autonomous organization that signs a contract with the city, borough, district, or state. When they sign that contract, there are stipulations or the deal. Inside of a contract, it's called stipulations or points of merit. There's all kinds of ways you could list it. Within the contract that the city signs with your jackboot thug pig police department, it says in there that disciplinary files will be remain confidential. The governor can go through and say, nah, disciplinary records are not held confidential from the public. How many governors have done that? 0. Can't get it, Kathy. What about the Open Records Act? Good luck. You might be able to get it eventually if you fight. But Kathy, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Should you have to fight to get the records of the pig who assaulted you? Shouldn't you be able to just file, hey, I want to see the records, the disciplinary records for the pig who assaulted me? And you can't get them. It's almost impossible to get them. one governor in one state could change the contract that is signed with the pigs. But I'm going to abolish them and start a new peace officers corps that is based on protecting our fundamental rights. First, I'm going to completely handicap them by creating the warrant office. And I'm not going to say everything else, but I'm going to do several things that will handicap the jackboot thug pig organization from being tyrannical. I'm going to get rid of the mace. I'm going to get rid of the electronical tasers. I'm going to get rid of the torture cuffs. Those three things will change pigs because they're beta males, like Lackluster.
We're left to have to call on people like John. Thank God for people like John Phillips and his office that respond and help us to fight through these cases. But this shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening to no race of people or no group of people. I think that police officers are held to a high standard. They're supposed to protect and serve, not attack. And it's just time, not only like John said, to bring the DOJ in to investigate the criminal and the injustice of the Columbia County Sheriff Department, but other law enforcement agencies such as the Lake City Police Department. Thank you.
Jim, do you want to say anything?
I might say a word. Had a whole bunch of stuff in my head that I wanted to talk about. I'm not a great orator, and I got my excuses for that. I appreciate y'all coming out. I appreciate you spreading light onto this. The only way to drive away darkness is to turn the lights on. I've been in Columbia County since like 2009. This is not my first time running into the face of injustice, just trying to get along and do my thing.
Wow.
I've had my ADA rights violated, and I've learned how to suck it up, Buttercup. Unfortunately, when social media started bringing this disease we have in our society.
Put a 1 in the chat if cops are a disease, if the police in our country have become a disease. Put a 1 in the chat if the cops in our country have become the disease that plagues us.
To the public eye, I started getting exposed to it too.
Oh, you started being persecuted.
And I made up my mind that, well, I've always been the kind of person that don't really take things lying down. But I made up my mind to properly, and it is the law in Florida, that you are supposed to resist unlawful orders.
They're changing that. The Jason Rayner Act is changing that you are not allowed to resist an unlawful arrest. They're trying to change it because that jackboot thug pig, Jason Rayner, got himself killed when he tried to kidnap someone off the streets who had done nothing wrong besides be sitting in their car. And then they gave that guy 30 years in prison because a jackboot thug pig got killed. I hope he's in hell burning. I do. Sorry. May God forgive him because I can't do it. My human flesh form will not allow me.
So I made up my mind to properly, legally, and as maturely as possible, given the circumstances, to fight back with the only tools that I have, that being a severely damaged brain. Trust me, my friends will tell you that. Again, thank you for coming out. I'm sorry that I have to be the one bringing this to your attention. Again, hopefully we all can get together and make the changes in our society that keep us a community. Thank you, and God bless.
So let's go down here and see another timestamp, and then we'll know where to go next because I watched this whole thing already. So the lawyer says cops are heroes here, and then 3142, and here is my response to 3142. Only 2 more segments of this, and then I'm going to show a guy who got his hand removed from torture cuffs. We'll start at the beginning of the lawyer's spiel.
So much about civil rights and as a law student, you don't know necessarily what your job's going to be, what your calling's going to be. And a young man was killed 10 years ago this month named Jordan Davis. And
Jordan Davis?
Jordan's parents taught me so much about civil rights and the different treatment between black people and white people. And Lucy McBath was just reelected to U.S. Congress.
The same.
And she's going to be in Jacksonville to commemorate the death of her son, here in a week.
The same woman whose son had been killed by the cops ran for government. Thank God.
And look, federal civil rights work is the hardest work a lawyer can do.
It's not going to be for my law firm. We're going to crush them.
I've done it all. But it's so meaningful because we've got to have change. And, like the pastor said, it's sometimes it's got to happen at the courthouse. And I'm not one for press conferences. We do them when there's enough interest. I'm one for fighting in front of judges. And watching this video, kind of sitting at home and knowing this officer was trained by an officer who was fired or kind of quit when the pressure was on him.
He resigned so that he could keep his pension and keep his peace officer's license. The peace officer's license is then good for 5 years after they quit, resign, or are fired. So it's the resignation loophole. The cop, when he gets under investigation, will resign, and then you keep your peace officer's PIG certificate for 5 years. He'll resign for a year or 2. Then he'll reemerge at another pig shack in another state. It's called reciprocity, where Indiana will give West Virginia reciprocity. So then a pig in West Virginia will kill somebody, and then he'll resign so he can keep his pension. And then the cops will fire him. It'll be in the front page of the paper. 2 years later in West Virginia, he reemerges at Ashland Police Department. I'm going to stop that as governor. We will not have reciprocity in the state that I'm governor. We don't honor your peace officer certificate there because the state that I'm the governor, we train the cops on constitutional rights. And we train them so well that if you sue that cop for a federal civil rights violation, here's another one. If you sue a cop, when I'm governor, if you sue a cop for a federal civil rights violation and you win, cops fired, peace officer certificate stripped. They don't do that here. Cops still on duty. The taxpayers pay the person. When you know that when you get sued that you can lose your peace officer's license, that's really going to change some things. It's a lot more powerful than qualified immunity. They don't give a shit about anything that happens. It has nothing to do with qualified immunity. It has to do with they're not in trouble ever. And qualified immunity or not, unless they're caught on camera shooting someone, and then they'll get a smack on the wrist. It's so backwards.
And knowing the history and knowing her testimony at trial, it is the definition of insanity. And then hearing stories from other people that are sometimes labeled conspiracy theorists because they're telling the stories, right? And I need people to speak out. I need people to come forward and say, listen, this happened to me. This happened to me. What Mr. Sneed alluded to is going to shock all of you when you see some of the video that he has and some of the incidents that happened to him. We've passed around one video that I referenced about what appears to be an officer taking a kickback or a bribe through my office, and every one of us, including my law enforcement expert, are like, holy moly, like what is going on at Columbia County Sheriff's Office? And that's what the public needs to ask. What's going on at Columbia County Sheriff's Office? We can hold officers up as heroes while persecuting and prosecuting those who are not. Columbia County Sheriff's Office, we can hold officers up as heroes while persecuting and prosecuting those who are not. On at Columbia County Sheriff's Office, we can hold officers up as heroes while persecuting and prosecuting those who are not.
No, you can't. You can't hold up people as heroes who follow a rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols to ruin you, and then say, but those other pigs who got caught on camera doing the exact same set of policies, procedures, and protocols, they're bad. But because these ones weren't caught on camera doing those same policies, procedures, and protocols, then they're heroes? No. If you sign up to the Death Star, you're a jackboot thug pig. I have no respect for you. None. I don't wish you death. I wish that something happens where you have to get kicked out, retire, give it up, and you find God, because you're an evil demon. If you sign up to be a pig, you are an evil demon.
Anything else? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, there is one more take, and then we're going to go on to the guy that lost his hand in the torture cuffs. And by the way, hotter news, this guy's got a lot of good videos. I'm going to cover more than one. This guy's got a lot of good videos. I started off with this one, Sheriff Eats Humble Pie, and then I watched a few of his videos. So now, 4430, man, does he nail it right there. Perfect. And these are my other comments. He thinks the judge is going to clear this all up. No, the judge will work against him for the state. It's awful. We're in such a police state. So at 5250, so I'll show these two clips. 4430.
You put caps on things because looking for less public places to show her face. Good thing too. It's not much of a face to begin with. Of course, neither is this here. I mean, come on.
No, you can say it. She's ugly. You could say that she's ugly. Don't be afraid to say she's ugly. She's an ugly person. There's people who I know who are beautiful. They don't look beautiful on the outside, but inside of them is beautiful. And there are people who I know who are beautiful on the outside, and they're ugly. They're disgusting. They're pathetic. So he's apologizing for calling her ugly. I'll tell you, honey, you're ugly. Okay? You're an ugly person.
Look what you got to look at. So I made the demand. All right, if the most that I can get from the state of Florida is the state caps, you put caps on things because your officers messed up, and of course it's a violation of the law, especially the civil rights law. So we're going to give you some money, but not as much as you think you're going to get. We're only going to give you so much because, by golly, it's getting hard defending all of these officers who are screwing up on body camera. Why don't they learn their lesson, or at least figure out that they've got a witness right there on their chest? Either way, I said the state caps, which is $200,000. They responded with, we gave you $7,500, $7,500, and that sweeps everything under the rug. These deputies don't have to worry about facing the consequences of their actions. And you, my friend, have a nice little chunk of change in your pocket. I'm sorry, that's not what I call justice. What I call justice has to do with people answering for their misdeeds. That's the way it was taught to me. You do something wrong, you get a whooping, boy. That's the way it is. Justice is fair. It's the way it is. We got the rules. You're supposed to follow the rules. Harm nobody. Care for your neighbor. Okay. Let's see that in action.
He nailed it. Did you hear what he said? I'll rewind it 20 seconds here just so we can say it again.
I'm sorry, that's not what I call justice. What I call justice has to do with people answering for their misdeeds. That's the way it was taught to me. You do something wrong, you get a whooping, boy. That's the way it is.
That's the way it is. And that is so spot on. I'll drop the link. If you want to watch this whole hour-long video and go support Hodder and let him know that I sent you over there, this guy who does these videos, there's the link for that. So into qualified immunity, I've seen you in the chat a lot, man. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I think though that we see some things a little bit different than each other. You know what I'm saying? Number one, your username in qualified immunity, it's not even close to the top 5 problems with policing. And then number 2, remember one bad apple ruins apples. It's not a few bad apples. I've covered thousands of videos on my channel. So it's not a few bad apples. I disagree with your username. I think it's incorrect. It should say overturn Terry versus Ohio. That's the problem in our country is Terry versus Ohio. To spread the idea that it's qualified immunity. Now, I don't, you're welcome to have your perspective, man. You're not attacking me personally. You have your own perspective. God bless you and your perspective. I disagree with your perspective. I disagree with your username, and it's not one bad apple. It's the whole thing is rotten to the core. So I read your comments, man. I don't feature very many of your comments because we kind of don't necessarily see eye to eye on some of the bigger issues. So I do appreciate you being here, but at the same time, it's not a few bad apples. It's not one bad apple. That's just not what it is anymore. We know that now by thousands and thousands of videos. So, love you, man. Care about you. I know you're a God-fearing man, and me too. I don't fear God, but I love God. So I know that we just have a couple differences, and I just wanted to say them out loud. You know what I mean? Because I know for a fact it's not qualified immunity. It's Terry versus Ohio. So the spreading of the idea that it's qualified immunity is I think is irresponsible. You know what I mean? I mean, I've sat here and taught you. I know, so everybody knows I like in qualified immunity, the username, but you've been here long enough now. You've been in every one of my chats for a long time, man. I'd like to feature your comments more, but you spread the wrong message. It's not qualified immunity. There's no qualified immunity. You learn that from beta males like Lackluster. Qualified immunity. Lackluster has no idea what he's talking about. And just so you guys know the beef with Lackluster, he went on a troll channel when they were all attacking me, when all the hyenas were attacking me. And that beta male chump, Lackluster, went on a troll channel and said that I had victims, but he couldn't release the names because he was protecting them. Where are they, Dale? Where are they, Dale? Dale, you are a reporter. You're not an activist. Dale, you are a grifter. You take other people's videos, make the money, and don't give them any money back. I have no respect for you, dude. None. And when I sue Josh Abrams, Accountability for All, this year, before March, before the deadline ends, I'm going to add you to the lawsuit, Lackluster. You can't tell your audience of millions of people that I have victims of violence and you're just protecting them. Expect my lawsuit, Lackluster. I'm suing you, dude. I've been saying it for a long time. I'm actually doing it right now, going through the process right now. Josh, Accountability for All, he now moved to Colorado. We tracked down his address. We'll serve him in Colorado. You don't fuck with me. Because if you fuck with me, I'll come after you through the legal system. And Dale, when I talk to him on the phone, if you show up to my house, I will defend myself. I'm not a psychopath, dude. I'm not a killer. I'm a loving, good person. You're the piece of shit who told your audience of millions that I have victims of violence and you're just protecting them. It's been almost 2 years. Where are they, Dale? You chump. That's why I hate Lackluster. He went on a troll channel and said I had victims of violence. Where are they? Piece of shit. You're a piece of shit, dude. And then you did that video for that woman, said help get her a lawyer, started a GoFundMe, gave her $100. You made $5,000 off her video. You made $5,000 and put $100 in her fundraiser. You scumbag. You absolute scumbag, bro. Grifting off the people. Someone sent you their video and said, please help me. And you gave her $100 as you made $5,000. Son of a bitch. I mean, really? I mean, how do you do that, Dale? How do you take other people's videos and make all the money from them and then send them back $100? You piece of shit. Really? I mean, it's just, I don't have any respect for that, man. When I had no money, I was helping people. And you, my friend, hey, Shock, can you send me that? I'm going to show one video here real quick and then I'm going to get to Breaking the Flaw. Hey, Breaking the Flaw, do you want me to show your video? Do you want me to show your video tonight, or do you want me to show your video on a fresh stream tomorrow? Breaking the Flaw, because I'm going to cover your video. You're in my queue, and I want to know if Breaking the Flaw, if you want me to feature your video tonight. There's only 275 people here right now. That includes Facebook and Twitter. You like a nice fresh one? Sure. And then the video of that guy getting his hand amputated. I'm trying to find that video. I texted it to myself already. When I first saw it, I texted it to myself. So if anybody knows where that video is, listen, I'm not a weeping willow. I'm an emotional guy. You guys see me break down crying when things affect me emotionally. But if you lie on me, you lie about me, you lie about my character, you make up stories about me, and you defame me, I'll sue your ass. If you matter. Otherwise, I'm not going to sue all the peons, but I will sue your ass. I'm about to sue two people who are so-called activists. One's a felon who tried to rape his girlfriend, and the other one is a grifter who steals people's videos and doesn't give them a fair kickback on it. Piece of shit. I am what I am, and I'm not sorry for it. I'm not sorry at all for what I am. Not one bit. I like who I am. We're going to show this one, and then I'm going to show the other one. Oh, it didn't load. This is sick. This is sick.
And you have encounters with the police. It's like when your name is James.
When your name is James Bond and you have encounters with the police. Listen to this one.
James Bond and you have encounters with the police. It's a good idea to have your ID with you.
So he's flashing light on my face, and he goes,
"You." And I'm like, "Yes, sir." He's like,
"What's your name? Tell me your name."
When he got to me, I'm like, "Shit."
"Oh shit, I'm about to die." So I tell him, "James," and he says, "Do you got a last name there, James?" And I said, "Bond."
James Bond. James Bond.
My name's James Bond.
Then they'll just think I'm a cocky little teenager giving him some flack.
And so he reached through the window of the car and grabbed me by my shirt and said, "You fucked with the wrong guy on the wrong day," and proceeded to pull me through the window of the car.
He looked at me like, "I'm going to give you one more chance to tell me the truth."
I'm telling the guy, "Please, please, please, my name really is James Bond."
My name is James Bond.
Man, my name's James Bond.
That right there was enough to get the guy to draw down on me. Up from the holster and right in my face. And he's like, "You're right, and I'm Donald fucking Duck. Get on the ground, get on the ground."
He pulled a gun on him for him telling him his legal name, which was James Bond.
He sort of calmed down, had me stand at the back of the car, went back to his car, ran my driver's license, came back and said, "That's a cool name, son." And went ahead and let me go.
Now watch the opposite treatment. And this is, you guys know that not everything is racist, but I've said time and time again, policing is racist. And now that they created laws for blacks, they use them on all of us. But remember I said about the judges in this country being dog shit? Listen to this.
Son, and went ahead and let me go.
I did get convicted of that. Do you believe that? I did get convicted of that because the judge said that I was obstructing the police officer from doing his job by me saying my name in a jokingly manner. I looked at the judge like, "Are you serious? How can I say, James Bond in a jokingly manner? I just said my name." And yeah, I had to do like 60 days in county jail for that.
60 days in jail. The judge gave him 60 days in jail for his name. And this man didn't have help. No one could help him. No one helped him get a lawyer. Nobody helped him. Nobody helped him. Unbelievable.
60 days. 60 days. That right there at that instance made me look at them at a different way because I knew that I had a long way to go with them. You know what I mean? By my name being James Bond and I'm black.
Take a look at his face. Take a look at his face. Yeah, I mean, you got that right. Judges are the biggest part of the problem. In Qualified Immunity said that judges are the biggest part of the problem. Yeah. And voting for Republicans and Democrats. You keep voting for Republicans and Democrats. The woman who I met with today that I told her that cops were demons, she said that she asked me who I was voting for, and I said Robert Kennedy Jr. And she said, "Oh, my husband would say that you're throwing your vote away." And I would say, I would tell your husband he's throwing his vote away. He's voting for the same bullshit, different day. Oh, this is the most important election ever. Yeah, it is. Vote third party. Vote for Robert Kennedy Jr. Trump wants to indemnify police. Biden gave more money to police than they've ever gotten before. Biden didn't demilitarize the police that Trump and Bush did. And so let's clear this up. George W. Bush, during the war in Iraq, he's the one that gave all the military equipment to the cops. I used to know the name of the bill off the top of my head. I've forgotten it since then. Obama came in and stripped away the military equipment from the police. Trump came in and gave the military equipment to the police. Biden came in and gave them more money and more military equipment. So who's the good one? Republicans and Democrats are shit. And you keep voting for them and wondering why things aren't. I will not run as a Republican. I will not run as a Democrat. Don't think I'm going to run on one of these party tickets. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Put it up full mass. This is a hell of a story. Mr. Giovanni Loyola claims in a lawsuit that police in Alabama police handcuffed him so tightly for so long that his hand had to be amputated. There's your evidence right there. His trial is taking place later this year. One of the officers never turned on his body camera, and the other officer partially blocked the camera. Jefferson County Sheriff's deputies received a shots fired call at the home where Mr. Giovanni lived. Deputies Christopher Godber and Ashanti McInney, named defendants in the lawsuit, arrived, knocked on the door, pushed him, which caused Godber to put Mr. Giovanni in handcuffs. Giovanni stated he was handcuffed for no reason. The deputy, Godber, said that Giovanni was resisting arrest and trying to get up. So he struck him multiple times to gain compliance. Okay? Quote, "I ain't even resisting. Why y'all acting like this?" he said, according to the memo that referenced the body camera. He later said, "It hurts," to which the deputy Godber responded, "Well, that's what happens when you F with the police," end quote. So Giovanni complained that the handcuffs were too tight. He said it. But Godber ignored him, according to the lawsuit. Quote, Deputy Godber refused to even consider loosening the handcuffs. He kept the handcuffs on plaintiff with the same degree of tightness until he had transported him to the Jefferson County Jail that night, the lawsuit says. This was filed in 2021. Manasco wrote in her memo that Giovanni told deputies he had injured his left hand in a motorcycle crash and the handcuffs felt really tight around it. Godber loosened the cuffs and asked Giovanni if they were too tight, to which he responded no, according to what's written. Now, officers filed a disorderly conduct and disturbing the peace charge. Wait a minute, y'all came to his house. So they filed a disorderly conduct and disturbing the peace charge. Prosecutors dropped the case. All right, they were like, no. You don't go to somebody's house and say, you're being disorderly, we're going to arrest you.
So that's amazing that the prosecutors dropped the charges.
All right, they were like,
No, but they weren't like that. It was caught on camera and the guy was badly injured. It wasn't caught on camera, but the guy was badly injured.
Disorderly conduct and disturbing the peace charge. Prosecutors dropped the case. All right, they were like, no. You don't go to somebody's house and say, you're being disorderly.
That hardly ever happens though, doctor.
Arrest you. So they dropped the case. All right, let's put up the picture. They dropped the case. 4 days after his arrest, he went to the hospital. You see the discoloring on his fingers. Look at this. It's horrible. Doctors partially amputated 3 fingers due to a lack of circulation. And eventually, they had to take off his entire hand. It's horrible, he said in a 2021 interview with AL.com. Quote, "I don't wish that pain on nobody. It's just really unexpected. I have no words for it." End quote.
He lost his hand because they put the torture cuffs on too tight.
Quote, the suit filed in federal court in April claims deputy used excessive force and that his civil rights were violated. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, which declined to comment, denied to the court that deputies handcuffing Giovanni led to his hand being amputated.
They denied that the torture cuffs destroyed his hand.
And requested the lawsuit be tossed. Wow. All right. Wash, thoughts here?
I mean, this is as bad as it gets, right? Without actually losing your life. To lose limb because the cops wrongfully arrested you is bad enough, that they put you in that position, but to actually come away from that with no hand, I hope they take this Alabama Police Department to the cleaners, and I hope some heads roll too.
They won't
up at that police department because this is disgraceful.
Won't happen.
Horrible, man.
Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen to the cops. Cop might lose his job. Nothing will really happen to them because they put in place a system that doesn't punish cops. The governor can change that. You put in statutes and codes, PB 101, PB 102. You create codes for malicious, barbaric, intentional abuse, because they took away the 8th Amendment of cruel and unusual punishment. And they said the 8th Amendment only applies to you to cruel and unusual punishment if the state sentences you to cruel and unusual punishment. But it's not cruel and unusual punishment if you're just treated cruel and unusually by agents of the government. How'd that happen? I have no clue. I have the case. I haven't researched it far enough yet. I'm going to research that case a little further. My buddy up in NorCal sent that to me. So they took away our 8th Amendment by saying that the 8th Amendment only applies to you if you're sentenced by a judge to cruel and unusual punishment. That would be an 8th Amendment violation in the real world. In the idea of the founding fathers and the Constitution, that would be an 8th Amendment violation. But they didn't do that. John, the only way we can stop it is one of us peons has to become governor. So I'll be spending a couple years online branding who I am as a person and what my policies are and exactly how I'll change the procedures of these jackboot thug pigs and change their policies from the top down, getting rid of torture cuffs, getting rid of electrocution, getting rid of the cages in the cars, getting rid of the attack dogs on people. Dan Hanlon said, Trump today said he wants to put more German Shepherds on police forces. The most sick, sadistic pig in all of policing is a canine pig. They abuse the dog. We've seen it hundreds of times on this channel right here. They abuse the dog, so the dog will attack people blindly. It's horrifically bad. We don't want more. So here's the deal that I'll offer is if you guys get a trifold, the one that costs $20, not the $9 one you print at home, the one you buy that I ship to you, the $9 trifold that you print at home, you buy that so you can print out multiple and put one into friends and family's cars. That's why you buy that $9 PDF from me. If you buy one of these, the $20 ones, I will include in your order both Fifth Amendment cop cards, driver and non-driver, both the driver and the non-driver cop card, just like a plastic credit card. You get it on deletelaws.com. Every single person should have this Fifth Amendment cop card in their wallet at all times. Every single person should have this trifold in their visor along with this broccoli wad rubber band that I sent in the mail. A couple people I shipped out hoodies to, my assistant didn't get your trifold and your cop card in your hoodie. If you guys get a hoodie from me, I include in your order a Fifth Amendment cop card and a trifold for free. Some people didn't get it because my assistant didn't put them in. Just contact me and I'll put that in. But the ones that I shipped definitely got the trifold and the cop card put in there. And this is new. It's only been for the last 20 hoodies or 10 hoodies or however many it was, but it hasn't been going on all the time. So people who got hoodies, a month ago, I wasn't doing it then. So don't write me an email and say how mad you are at me that you didn't get, life's hard. Life's not easy. So I got a new mic stand, and to be honest with you, I got a new mic stand, and I need a neck. I need like a 6-inch neck thing that will bring the mic over to my face. But the one I had was too difficult to use because it had too many sticks on it. So here's what the hoodie looks like. We don't stop. That's on the front of the hoodie. And then on the back of the hoodie is Team DLZ. Team DLZ. That's what it says on the back. So there's the front of the hoodie. There's the back of the hoodie. So if you go to hoodie, I include in there a cop card and a trifold. This is something new I've just done the last couple weeks. So previous people didn't get them. I always put the cop cards in there. But the first batch my assistant sent out 10, 15 hoodies, and there was no cop card or trifold in there. I guess he's not a mind reader. And so I should have told him, hey, I put mine. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a trifold. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a Fifth Amendment cop card. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a hoodie. I just want to see how many people in here have a hoodie, a cop card, a Fifth Amendment cop card. And these are 2, non-driver and driver. And remember, you get both the driver and the non-driver cop card, and you get the trifold in your hoodie. Okay. So, and then anything else I got to cover? That's housekeeping stuff. And then 2/3 of people who watch this channel are not subscribed. So if you're not subscribed, do me a favor and hit the subscription button. It'll just take you a second. Look, I'm not going to hide anything. I know a lot of people subscribe to different people that I've mentioned in this cast. That doesn't mean that I'm going to keep the truth hidden from you. I'm not going to do it. So if you can't handle the truth, you're probably on the wrong page. But anybody who wrongs me or defames me or lies about me, I will expose them and I will go after them through the court system. If they affect me and they hurt my consciousness, I will take them on. And so that's why I'm suing Accountability for All this next month, and I'm suing Lackluster. You're not allowed to say that I have victims of violence, Dale. It's been almost 2 years. You have not retracted. You have not apologized. You lied to your people. Where's the victims of violence? Piece of shit. So I am what I am, and I don't care. But I'm not going to listen to that shit. I'm not going to listen. Yeah, he gave more money. Yeah, and then Trump would give him more power. Yeah, I cannot vote for Trump. Oh, so the store. 1 second. I gotta. There we go. That's better. Now I got it. Go to deletelaws.com if you guys want to get a trifold. Get a trifold, get a cop card. The $9 trifold is that you print at home is so that you could print out multiple. You know what I mean? And for people who don't have enough money to afford the $20 one. If you order the $20 one, though, I will put a cop card in there. But if you don't get it, don't get mad at me, man. Just email me. Send me some hate email. I'm not a hateful guy. Oh, you got yours already? Right on. All right, listen. Can I get in the chat real quick? OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. Can you just put OTVO in the chat? April was here. Gloria donated too. I don't think I mentioned her name. Shock Professor donated. Thank you so much for your donation. In qualified immunity, I mentioned you tonight. Got nothing but love for you, man. I just hope that I've taught you enough that you realize it's not qualified immunity. You learned that from morons on the internet who never studied constitutional law. They never looked into it. They think they did. John Wood is in here. April's in here. Roger's in here. Derek is in here. Kevin Brzezinski. Always appreciate you. Nana, love you. Thank you. Claudette, Nick, Felicia, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. You guys help me be me. You help me be able to help people. And that's what I want to do. Victor Rice, always a good friend. John, thank you for coming. I super appreciate it. Daryl, thank you so much. Chevy donated $300 tonight to Jason Dollarhide. So thank you so much, Chevy. I'm not going to cash that out until my nonprofit set up, Chevy. So I already sent 100 today. I don't send 100 till next week. So I'm going to leave that in my PayPal for a week, Chevy, just so you know. Deanna was in here. Thank you, Deanna. Thank you so much for the Mud Life said delete fake people. I'm not rich, but I'm a follower. I stand with DLZ family. You don't got to be rich, dude. Your participation here. Share the videos, like the videos, watch the videos all the way through. YouTube has demonetized most of my videos, so share them as much as you can. That's what I can try to do. Really good video came out today. If you guys have not heard Conversations with the Dungeon Master, you definitely want to hear that. Conversations with the Dungeon Master came out today. I'll show you guys the video before I get out of here because I mean, you definitely want to see Conversations with the Dungeon Master. This is such a good video. I didn't cover it today, but this video here, that this is a conversation.
Was having an affair with the lieutenant that was on duty that same day. One of the nurses gave him a peanut butter sandwich, which he aspirated into his lungs and died. Now, the girl that did that was having an affair with the lieutenant that was on duty that same day. So the lieutenant tried to get people to change their paperwork, And, you know, I was fired during this. However, I know it happened. Hello?
Hey, this is Chille from Delete Logs. How are you?
Good, how are you? I can recognize your voice.
Slowly but surely, I got a real bad cold right now.
Yeah, actually, I do too, actually.
You know, all my calls are recorded. I may or may not air this. Up to you. If you want to air it, we can. If you don't want to, we may not have to. But let's see what's going on with you. Are you in?
No, I'm in full suburb of well, it's county, yes.
So, how long were you a deputy sheriff for?
15 years.
Wow. And you lost your job in 2020?
Yes, I did. I got, it's all bullshit. They really never liked me. So I worked in the jail for the first probably 10 years, and then I went into the court system, but as a
Okay, so there it is. I put the video down in the chat. I put the link for the video down in the chat. Special thanks to all y'all, to Steve, to Chevy, to Felicia, to Chuck, to Bruce, to Greg, to Mikey, to Deanna, to Papa, to Papa Rico, to all you guys who have been here, Shanta, April. I wish I could mention every single person, but I can't. There's too many. So thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you. God bless you all. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.